Welcome everyone to TheCatsMeowth and a promo Japanese opening. So I have no idea what this is called, so we're just going to call it the Golduck Break and Palkia EX box. I mean this thing is fairly heavy. I have no idea. I'm guessing it's 60 cards in here, maybe 2 half decks. Yeah, it looks like maybe or maybe it's just one deck. Yeah, it looks like probably this is one deck. I'm not quite sure what they're trying to show some combo or something here and the power of it. Who knows? But it seemed really cool and fairly reasonably priced, especially when you tag it on to another order. It doesn't really increase the shipping by that much. Oh, but the other side is taped. Well, I hate to just rip it, but if I have to rip it, we have some scissors. We can just cut it. Okay. Now we can get this beauty open. Ooh. So, looks like in addition to cards, you get all sorts of cool stuff. Is this their equivalent of a theme deck? So far, if it is, it's a lot cooler than ours. And the coins are back to the standard coin. So we've been seeing, the oversized coin for quite a while. Here's just, oh, that's nice. Golduck and Palkia coin. Yeah, standard, smaller size. But this will be available if anyone is interested in it. Now, the cards themselves, I'm only interested in collecting one of each. So as this is a deck, chances are there's going to be some extras. So there is the Palkia EX, and try to see what the symbol in the bottom is XYF. I'm sure I can look this up to see exactly what it is. I'm sure Bulbapedia has all sorts of information, but and I think that kind of spoils it. I mean, if you already know everything about it, it's not really a surprise when you open it up. The card itself, though, yeah, as you can see, and well, probably a really good example, because just yesterday we had a blister opening where, all 3 cards had minor damage, and it's because they pushed them into these plastic pieces. But as you can see with the Japanese cards, they're not actually being held down, they're just loosely placed in there, and then the second layer of plastic holds it from there. So at least for the Palkia, and it looks like it worked for the Golduck as well. It keeps the card from being damaged. I would think it'd be very easy to mimic Japanese packing standards, but that's just my opinion. That and the cards are also made of a little heavier duty cardstock, so maybe that has something to do with it too. But like I showed, there's, as you can see on in English sets, it would be the opposite. These would be on the inside to hold the card in place and squish it in there, while these are just kind of, gently there. They're allowed to move around a little bit, but they rely on that second layer to hold them in. It may seem silly to, mention it, but it is something, important to us collectors. If we're going to buy something, we want them to be mint. So it looks like the rest of the deck is there, and we already have a spare Golduck. At least I would think that everything about this would be the same. Yeah, it looks like, so it's its own little mini set pretty much, which kind of like our trainer kits that we get every now and then. There's 16 cards in this set, so it looks like the rest will be extras. Yeah, let's open up this thing, find out what all this is. There's the little flap. Alright, move this to the side. And, ooh! Now, I know many people don't use these standard damage counters anymore, but these are a little sturdier than your English cardboard. Oh! The back is even nice. So, poison on one. Well, I guess they're both poison. I don't know what if there's supposed to be a difference between the front and the back other than just the colors. Yeah, but the cardstock is sturdier. The gloss, I don't know. There's just something different about these that make them a little bit better than the English equivalent. And you get a play mat. So I typically don't pull these out since they're just so big and it's really hard to show all of it on camera. But as you can see, this is like their theme deck, except they get ultra rares in their theme decks. I think it's funny that they call the discard just trash, and that it's actually printed in English. Yeah, well, these are prizes. I don't know why it says side. It's interesting. So you can see the Golduck a bit there, and yeah, you can see the Palkia some there. Looks like it's about the size of a standard theme deck mat, though. Still pretty cool. And then this is, I guess, their little info book. Oh, this is just adorable. So it looks like it gives you all sorts of information on the rules, just general stuff. About adding tools, supporters, stadiums, where they're placed. Goes through all the, different texts on the cards, what ancient traits are, and the different positions. So, really cool. Oh, hold on, what was in the... Oh, so I guess they have a little bit of info on the older format when you still had ace specs. Okay. Oh, hold on. We have one more little book. Oh, it's a comic. Oh, well, I guess not really a comic. It's just well, I mean, I guess it is a comic. I guess this is talking about probably the strategies. So he's using a Rayquaza deck. Looks like it's pointing out the energies and showing how you're supposed to utilize probably the big combos here. This is really cool. I have no idea what Golduck and Palkia do, if they're competitive at all, but just the idea that they're putting out ultra rares in, decks, and then taking it a step further and pretty much teaching their players, these are, some of the combos you should be trying out. If we had these kind of theme decks printed in English, we would probably have a much larger junior and senior section. It'd be a lot easier for kids to get into the game. Alright, now I don't want to hurt any of the cards, but I do want to not take an extreme amount of time to open this. Oh, well, there we go. I didn't realize there was one going up the side. Okay. Move that out of the way. And how about I just hold half at a time? Only bad part about the Japanese cards being on a slightly different cardstock is they are a little bit more slippery. Whoa, beautiful Golduck break again. And like I said, I'm only interested in collecting one of each, so that is a duplicate available if anyone is interested in it. We also have a duplicate Palkia. Oh, two of them. And again, very easy compared to English decks. The cards are already sorted. So you have 4 Psyduck, 3 Golduck, 1 Cloyster, I'm sorry, Shelder. Wonder what that Shelder does, that it's all by himself. 2 Staryu, 2 Lapras, and I mean, and really that is probably a good number as far as Pokemon go for a standard competitive deck. The rest being trainers and energy. So, again, unlike English decks, they're not loaded up with, useless Pokemon, that just don't make any sense. So obviously all water deck, you're going to want 4 dive balls. They even print a VS Seeker in the deck. That's so awesome. 3 Switch. 2 Catcher, 2 Max Potion, 3 Birch, I think this is Misty's Determination, 2 of those, 4 Tierno, 4 Juniper. So not perfect. Ooh, I love these energies. I was about to say not perfect trainers as far as, I can't really take a deck seriously if it has Tierno in it, but still a lot better than the English decks. I really wish we could play with Japanese energy over here. I really like these energy. Yeah, just all water, but they've got Pokemon card game Pokemon card game X and Y break in the background. That's just such a nice looking energy card. How many did you get? 3, 6, 9, 10. So still it looks like 18 energy, still a fairly high number. But then again, our theme decks are typically coming with 20 plus. So, and they actually give you decent supporters. So I mean, you can Juniper away energy and that won't be a big deal. Like I said, I have no idea what Golduck and Palkia by themselves do, but if it is a decent combo, I could see a young Japanese player being able to pick this up, maybe add a few cards in of their own just to give it a little tweak, and jumping right into a tournament. Now, their tournament structure is a little different and much more difficult from what I understand, but still, just the looks like they're really trying over there. So really cool to see something like this, and I think we got the Golduck break as a promo. I think Palkia was... I should know what happened to Palkia, but Golduck, I believe, was a promo, and as you can see, I do have 2 Palkia and 1 Golduck to spare. So those will be in the next trade binder update, unless, of course, I get a bunch of interest from just this video alone. And this was fun. This was a really cool little deck, and I'll go ahead and pick out one of every card. I'm so sorry if anyone really had their eye on this poor little shoulder. Unfortunately, it's only a one of, so I won't have spares of that one. But this was great. I'm going to try and pick up more of these decks when I order Japanese boxes in the future. And yeah, these are just a really cool way to increase the collection without having to spend a ridiculous amount of money. So hope everyone enjoyed and are looking forward to the right now, I believe we're just planning a marathon of Fates Collide opening booster boxes. An entire case, 6 boxes, going to be loads of fun, so I hope everyone will stick around and check them out.